We have today with us a general insurance professional with deep understanding and 20 years of successful business management experience across strategy, planning and development. He comes with extensive experience at developing the strategic framework, maximizing gross revenue and EBITDA, executing the objectives set forth by the company's MD, and CEO and board of directors. He is also awarded the 50 Most Talented Retail Professionals of India, an award presented by CMO Asia, and 50 Most Influential Digital Media Professional by World Marketing Congress. He is also the keynote speaker and panelist at international insurance summits being held at Singapore, Johannesburg, and London. He is also a sought-after speaker by prestigious business schools. Please welcome Senior VP and National Head, Agency, Digital and Alternate Channel at SBI Gen Insurance Company Limited, Mr. Sharad Mathur. So thank you, Mr. Sharad Mathur, for sparing your time with us, and we're extremely glad that we are here in conversation with you today.
Thank you, Roshan, for the introduction and for welcoming me.
Pleasure is all ours.
Thanks.
Now, a person like you is simply a rare find these days, wearing so many hats and delivering your end of the bargain. From your first day of work to where you are today, how has your journey been?
So it has been fairly interesting. It has been a new discovery each year. Right. I have been across almost, all key industries, from automobile tires to petroleum to credit cards to insurance. So I have seen a lot, and everything has been a new learning for me each day, each year. Right. So good so far.
And the learning continues.
Yeah, learning continues.
Absolutely. Now you've worked, like you said, you worked in different industries over a period of time, and you've created profitable businesses or turned around companies, portfolios, and left a mark in each of the companies you worked for. Now, what is this factor that you have in you wherein you actually turn around companies and make them profitable? How do you do that?
See, in any business, there are two things. One, you have to grow business in terms of revenues. And second, while you grow business, you have to do an investment. So at what cost you are building business, and in what all areas there is a scope of, growing the top line. Right. So I keep a very sharp eye on these things, that, whether it is an organic growth or whether it is a continuous push and drive, or to bring more new partners who can help us boost growth. And also, when I say keep a sharp eye on cost factor, because when you bring new partners, or even if you do a continuous push and drive with existing set of resources, there is always certain cost which is involved. So what cost is being incurred while you build your top line will determine your bottom line. And if each penny you are spending, each dollar you are spending, and you are measuring that, what is the output, what is the outcome of that in terms of company's top line objectives, you will surely going to get passion for having equi-focus on top and bottom line, and it happens then.
Right. And what you're also saying, sir, is that you need to be in the face of business to make strategies and then execute them.
Yeah.
So your presence and your 100% involvement is what makes you get there.
Yeah, see, in books we would read strategy, then planning and execution, end to end, if you talk about the whole thing. Right. So strategy is nothing which is, you inculcate so many tools, so many resources, whether it is product, what kind of a product you want to sell now, means immediate, and medium to long term. When you use a futuristic approach, that becomes sort of a strategy for your business, the direction you are setting. So whether it's a product or human resources or compliance or regulatory involvement, where you need to consider regulatory factors, or what kind of a distribution channel you want to use, at what pricing, all these things would play a key role. That immediately I want to use this product at this price with X number of resources, with presence in only 10 locations. With investment in brand and marketing to this limit only. Right. But in medium term, it would change. In long term, it would change even more. Right. If the top line, bottom line is making a lot of sense.
Right.
So it is about getting in depth while you devise strategy for your business.
Sure.
At that point itself, you get in depth, you will have a very implementable strategy which would have a commercial value and a lot of meaning attached. Otherwise, it will be on a piece of paper. Okay, see, I have done my summer internship with Hindustan Unilever, and then got my job with MRF Tires and Shell. I was doing very well there. So tangible products, and I'll call them an auto ancillary industry.
Right.
So insurance happened in the year 2000, 2001. Insurance sector was opening up, like government was doing privatization. And in general insurance industry, there used to be four PSUs, four PSU insurers, and government wanted a lot of private participation. So a lot of MNC insurance companies from across the globe came in the year 2001. And in our industry then and even now, motor insurance plays a key role in terms of the total contribution to the top line. Motor insurance has about 45% market share. Wow. And whatever I was doing, tires or petroleum products for automobile, has some connection with motor. So somehow I slipped into it, and with same zeal, same top line, bottom line, with clear intent to contribute to the industry, sector, and then my organization. So it just happened. So there was a synergy. Yeah.
Right.
So everything is going on well.
I'm sure about that.
Yeah.
Now, when you joined SBI in their retail format, you prepared a retail segment strategy paper and a 5-year business plan.
Yeah.
In the financial year 2010. And you managed to grow the business from $3 million to $130 million.
Yeah.
That is a huge achievement. How easy or difficult was that?
Initially, it is always tough. Any strategy you devise, it is easy in case you have in-depth idea of what you are going to build your business upon. But the moment you go executing during the initial phase, initial months, or maybe say first 1 or 2 years, it is very tough to execute, because if your execution is not aligned with your strategy, things may go haywire. So you need to be extra careful. So initially it was a little time consuming because a lot of care, due diligence was given on each and every step which the entire team Pan India took. But then we noticed, we evaluated and witnessed that whatever we strategized, everything is falling in place as we are going implementing it. So we brought a little speed in the whole thing in terms of spending money to have more resources, spending money to open up more distribution channels, spending money to open more offices in newer locations. So speed came, and business started growing with the same pace. And we, as I shared with you, I do a lot of calculations, a lot of introspection, whatever I am spending. So as we were growing, expanding, I was having a sharp eye on the percentage spent on each bit of expansion which was happening. So initially, to cut it short, it was a little tough because alignment was being monitored with the strategy of execution, and then it was a rapid rollout. It was a little different because my retail head role was to build business in SBI space. We have about 15,000 to 16,000 branches of SBI Bank, so which is colossal. So there the whole game was to get into each branch, to activate each branch, because there the idea is banker staff of SBI who is doing banking has to cross-sell insurance. Challenge was same guy who is doing banking doesn't have time to even look out of his banking files. So energizing him, training him, persuading him to take some time out and talk with the same bank customers to have insurance as well. It was challenging from this perspective. In my new role, organization decided that bank branches of SBI is a captive distribution channel where, you know, if ball is rolling now, it will keep growing.
True.
But we need to de-risk. We cannot completely depend. 100% dependency was there about three years ago, and almost, you know, 90% business was coming from SBI branches and other SBI outfits. So and now that business reduced to 65%, although in absolute amount business grew, but in percentage it reduced because management decided we should have more distribution channels. So then I fortunately, everything I do it very quickly after doing a lot of thought and, you know, analysis. I do it very quick execution. So other distribution channels could have been auto manufacturers, other banks, other non-banking financial institutions other than SBI, then digital, which is in vogue nowadays, and individual agents. So we were not having, you know, these channels with us. So I opened up all these channels, tied up with 5 big auto manufacturers of our country, and we now have about a close to 8,500 individual agency force. And we have about 60 to 70,000 digital channel is new, 60 to 70,000 web customers coming to our portal every month. So we are working very hard on conversion because, you know, customers coming on portal doing research and then they drop out and go back to their agents because comfort is more in doing a personalized purchase as far as insurance is concerned. So creating a comfort there in digital for them so that they pay online and drop out only after buying a policy. So a lot of work is happening in that space. So my whole idea was to expand the distribution footprint. So today we have not 1,000, we have 2,000 automobile dealers selling motor insurance countrywide. We have these 8,500 agents present in about 320 locations.
Wow.
And we have our offices in 100 cities. So by coming out of SBI distribution channel, what I'm trying to say here is that, you know, when you open up new channels, your presence also goes beyond the infrastructure of your own organization, because you are doing riding on your various distribution channels. So you are present in multiple locations in tier 3, tier 4 locations as well, because insurance has to reach to that category of population. If you see currently only 25% population is covered with health insurance, including government health schemes. So this 25% population is largely in metro, mini metros. But what about people, those who are residing in rural areas or tier 4 locations? So individual agents would play a pivotal role in, you know, taking insurance to that part of the pyramid. And also governmental focus has always been that insurance should be there with each and every person, because that adds to the security.
Right. So, and I think the rural mindset is also, I mean, they would prefer working with a government company rather than a private company.
No, this used to be the case earlier, that, you know, when you used to talk about insurance in rural areas, even motor insurance, they used to say LIC, I need motor insurance of LIC.
Right.
Although LIC is a life insurance company, but still they used to relate every insurance means it is or it should come from LIC. So it is about education, because, you know, those guys maybe are not at that point in time were not much exposed to, you know, what is what. But now with internet happening, internet is reaching to that population as well. You know, like I was doing a program in Raipur last week where we invited a lot of business correspondents. So these business correspondents are no one but individuals. They work with banks and their job is to take banking products to the rural customers of our country. So they were sharing with me that, you know, most of the rural customers nowadays are having a smartphone. They do all Googling. Internet and all. So, so education, which was missing earlier, is happening through internet and the messages, SMS campaigns, or various initiatives which insurance companies are taking to make these people aware not only about the insurers but also about various coverages, how it can help them, how it can add to the security of their family. So it is happening well.
True, and rural has a huge amount of potential.
Yeah. So potential is enormous. If you can reach there, you can make your money, you can also fulfill your social responsibility, and speedily you can grow. Competition is not cutthroat. So,
right. And with the kind of network that you
right,
have, I
right.
think, it's just waiting to be explored.
Yeah.
Interesting.
See, I'll not say it is fearful. I'll not say that, people fear getting into sales. What I feel is, people think that selling means I'll have to go person to person to sell something, which is the case with, niche trades. Like if it is office automation, you have to, yourself do a lot of selling.
Right.
If you are in a corporate sales where you are making some kind of a selling to the corporate client, so you have to meet with the financial controller to ensure that financial decisions, if have to be taken by the financial controller, then that is the person to be met with. Mostly, if you see distribution channel linked sales, that is easy, but one needs to be laborious. It requires a lot of hard work, but not tough at all. If you see, finance, if we talk about finance, there a lot of intelligence is needed. One should have invested, several days, nights, years in understanding each aspect of finance.
Right.
Because understanding balance sheet is one, and then putting it to use once you are part of the company, part of the finance department or a CFO. So there is a challenge in every business function and any company, any trade. Sales is exciting, rather, I'll say. One should not fear sales and marketing, because here you get an opportunity to meet variety of distribution channel members, infinite customers. So, you are meeting different people. You get to travel a lot. So, geographical exposure, within India, and like I travel a lot abroad for business and study visits. So it helps you to learn not only limited to your particular business function, but also about what others are doing. When you interact with someone, you will just not go, it becomes a little boring, I'll say, not tough, when someone with a mindset goes to a client or goes to a distribution channel saying, I need to sell this, so please buy, without doing a lot of research. It becomes boring, it becomes tough to convince the client or a distribution partner. But when you do a lot of research, it adds to your knowledge, your understanding enhances, and when you interact with them, they reciprocate, and that adds to your pleasure, that adds to your confidence, that adds to your maturity. So a little bit of work, if is done before you do anything in sales function or marketing function, it adds to the excitement. This becomes the most exciting field. Because in sales and marketing, if one is intelligent, he would use it as a business manager, as a business function, where you bring technology, you bring finance aspect, as I was sharing, top line, bottom line. You bring a lot of branding work in this, because branding is all about communication. You bring your understanding relating to compliance, regulatory framework. So, it is basically a business, but typical brand guy would do branding. But when your job is to bring revenue, you would have to inculcate each aspect of business into your whole strategy. So this makes you a complete business manager, and chances of becoming CEO, CXO increase with this.
It makes you a complete professional.
Yeah, complete professional, complete business manager, complete businessman.
Interesting. Now, over the last 20 years, you worked in diverse set of companies and you left your mark in each one of them. And for the last 11 years or so, I think you've been in the insurance sector.
Oh, it is about some 13, 14 years now out of my total 20.
Years, anyway. Correct. Now, as per many, insurance is not a very flashy job per se, for the young generation today. Because when you say insurance, they say, yeah, insurance based, the agent hai, and this and that. But what is clicked between you and the insurance industry till today?
See, in 2000, 2001, when sector was opening up and when I joined, people had a perception that, it used to be looked as if, a very dirty job,
Not
not
so
at all
great, yeah.
respected,
Right.
not so great. And companies which were there then were Life Insurance Corporation in the life space,
Right.
then New India, Oriental, United, and National.
Correct.
So with lots of MNCs coming in,
Mhm.
the advertisement that we see on television or news magazines, etc.
Right.
So it has, made people aware that insurance is not something,
Right.
where you would be looked if you are a sales guy,
Right.
that,
Right.
this guy will come and will forcibly, try to impose
Right.
some paper
Onto
on
you.
me, and I'm not keen at all. So I'll not speak with him, not look at him.
Right.
Rather, I'll say general insurance, for example.
Mhm.
Here you sell motor insurance, health insurance, home insurance, marine insurance, fire, burglary insurance, factory insurance.
Mhm.
So before selling these insurance products to business entities, to individuals, for example, travel insurance. So
Right.
say travel insurance is being sold through travel agents, IATA approved travel agents, through airlines. You visit business entities to sell various business insurance products.
Right.
So you get to know so much about the whole country economy,
Right.
that what is happening in Reliance, what is happening in small and medium enterprises, what various category of individuals, ultra HNIs, how they think, what they do, where they spend their money.
Right.
So you become comprehensive and fit for any trade, fit to talk in any forum.
Right.
You might have noticed I go to London, Johannesburg,
True.
Singapore,
Right.
many other countries in Asia. So all these are sponsored trips. I don't have, it is not my hobby to travel abroad and speak,
True.
but I speak not only related to insurance, but about so much relating to Indian economy, how it is progressing.
Mhm.
So, that makes me a comprehensive, a national of my country. I
Right.
represent my country more internationally rather than representing insurance industry.
Right.
So that way it becomes a very juicy, very meaningful, profession
Right.
to my mind. See, I have written various articles on health insurance, pricing, risk-based pricing, etc. The most interesting article which I liked and which got picked up I did it for one of the newspapers, Financial Chronicles or Indian Express,
Right.
something.
Right.
But then it was picked up and got featured in almost every newspaper and even regional newspapers in vernacular language also. So that was more about health insurance, why it is needed, even if
Right.
someone is working with an organization, has group mediclaim cover offered by the employer.
Right.
So then also why one should have still additional health insurance policy. So it explained a lot of benefits for having health insurance, and it did wonders, and it was lovely in terms of at what price, at what age, what kind of a cover one should buy. So it was more not only to create awareness but also directional, how any person of India can get insights as far as health insurance is concerned in terms of availing a particular cover which can suit him in terms of his gender, family size, age. So I thought that it has helped not only making people aware, it has helped people understanding about health insurance. It has helped people where we take a lot of feedback from customers, from various people attached with the industry. So this came out very clearly that it was, it added a lot of value to people's life in terms of understanding about health, where the penetration is something which is badly needed to go up.
Right. And I'm sure it would have helped a lot of people reading that article.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now, you've also won many prestigious awards. How does it feel how did you feel when you got your first award?
It was wonderful because the jury was comprising of people from across the globe.
Right.
So when whatever work you do, it is witnessed, it is evaluated, analyzed, and
Right.
Whatever much more
Right.
they want to do is being done by
Respected bodies.
people,
Right.
those who have recognition across the globe. So it gives you a good feeling that your hard work is recognized and you are, well awarded and rewarded.
True.
So it's a good feeling, and one should not do work to win such accolades, but keep working hard, and on your way you never know that it will get noticed if there is a lot of meaning you have added.
True.
And you are accordingly rewarded by your organization, employer, and awarded in such forums.
Right.
So these are international forums. It's a very good feeling. It has given a good kick and given me a lot of hope that whatever I am doing, I am doing good,
Right.
confidence, and that I should do more.
Yeah.